when you have an incredible passion, a flame of passion, then this fear is going to become quieter and quieter.
Today's guest is Lin Yuan Su, founder of the Enlightened Success Institute and a sought-after mindset coach. Lin shares her transition from a secure career as a registered dietitian to building her own thriving coaching practice, a leap driven by a search for real fulfillment and passion. She dives into her entrepreneurial journey, touching on the challenges and mindset shifts needed to go from employee to entrepreneur, and the importance of taking decisive action even in the face of uncertainty. You'll also hear Lin's powerful insights on overcoming fear, nurturing your passion, and how working with the right mentor changed the trajectory of her business and her life. If you've ever dreamed of pursuing work that truly makes your heart sing, you won't want to miss this episode. As always, if you found value from this content, please like and subscribe. All right, Lin Yuan Su, welcome to Beyond Fulfillment.
Oh, thank you so much, Dave. It's a great pleasure to be here.
Yeah, we appreciate you taking the time to be here. So, Lin, you are the founder of Enlightened Success, which is a coaching practice that you started back in 2021. And you had quite an interesting backstory to becoming an entrepreneur and now doing what you love, and as you say, doing what makes your heart sing. Can you just talk about your early career and how you made the leap to becoming an entrepreneur?
Yeah, thank you, Dave. That question really remind me of how much I did not want to be an entrepreneur when I was a kid. So when I was a teenager, my mother started her entrepreneurial endeavor. I witnessed her building her business along with my aunts and uncles, so her siblings, and how much she worked for that business. As a kid, I just feel like I never see my mother. So there's no heck way I'm going to become an entrepreneur like her. So from that moment, I just thought I would never be an entrepreneur. Fast forward, I studied nutrition. I went to university to study nutrition. I love food. I'm passionate about food. Then I became a registered dietitian. I found myself a full-time job in a very quote unquote secure place, if you know what I mean, as an employee. I have pension, I have a benefit, incredible opportunities. And everybody look at me as a, healthcare professional. There's respect. There's people say, oh, you're so successful. But inside of me became so hollow because I was not fulfilled. I was not happy with the work I do. I didn't feel like I was making an impact that matters. That is when I started looking for something else. At the beginning, it was still within employment. All right, maybe I'll work for a different organization. Maybe I'll go back to school and become a different profession. I was thinking about either PhD, oh gosh, or medical school. So have some sort of other different titles, but still an employee. Yet I feel, this is the language I use, I feel the universe had a better plan for me, and I just didn't know. Eventually, I discovered life coaching. I discovered this way of supporting other people to really evoke their passion, evoke their full potential, and allow people to design life they absolutely love and passionate for, and support them to make that happen. And that is really my journey of discovering I would love to be a coach while I was still working full-time. I literally, full transparency, I jumped into entrepreneurship to run away from that job. So yet when I discovered was, oh my gosh, entrepreneurship is totally different than I imagined. And I actually never imagined what entrepreneurship would be. So, and it's along my journey, I discovered the difference between being an employee versus being an entrepreneur, and the mindset difference, because that's what I do. I'm a mindset trainer and a strategist. So within this realization, I fell in love. I'm very lucky. I fell in love with entrepreneurship, and I've been building my business and my company, Enlightened Success Institute, ever since, like you said, 2021.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
appreciate that whole backstory there, and we've got a lot to unpack with all that. So,
Right.
just to recap. So your mom was an entrepreneur, and your version of that as a child is like, wow, she has to work all the time. I never see my mom. So that instantly turned you away from entrepreneurship. So you had it in your head you were going to be an employee. You went and you took the traditional path. You went to university. You got a safe, secure job in a field that you enjoyed. It's like you said, you're passionate about food. So you're working as a registered dietitian and you have the title, you have the pension, you have the secure paycheck, you have all this stuff, but yet inside you felt hollow and you felt unfulfilled and like there was something missing. And that's where you were on a journey to really find what you wanted to do. And then you discovered life coaching and ultimately starting part-time while you're still working and then eventually making the leap to doing it full-time. And now, ironically, you ran to being an employee to not be an entrepreneur based on your childhood experiences. And then once you experienced that world, you ran away from being employee to be an entrepreneur. And here you are.
Here I am. Yes, absolutely. My mother was actually, she used to work for a bank. So she also made the same transition. Oh my goodness. Am I repeating my mother's journey? She also made the transition from an employee to an entrepreneur. So here I am. Yes.
Okay, and then you mentioned the big mindset difference, and that's one of the areas you specialize in your coaching practice is
Right.
mindset. So can you just talk about the different mindset between being an employee and an entrepreneur?
Right. First of all, the first number one thing for me is this: being an employee, you go into a structure that somebody else set up. You go in, you're handed a job description, whether it's 2 sentences or whether it's 10 pages. You're handed something you're supposed to do. You're being told what to do, and your job is to do what you're being told to do, one way or another. Yet when you're used to that setting and suddenly now you're an employee. I remember when I first quit my job, started building my own business. This was before Enlightened Success Institute was born. I was simply just, all right, I got to leave that environment. I want to go full in and building my coaching practice. I realized there were days where I felt like I'm waiting for somebody to give me a direction. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me what to do. I didn't know that being an entrepreneur is all about taking initiatives, trusting yourself, and do things. Taking action, whatever it is, it's okay to fail and just to, reflect and learn and keep going. I was just waiting around, just and meanwhile, I would be frustrated because my business was not growing because I was not taking action. Because part of me is still that employee waiting for other people to give me a direction, to tell me what to do. That is and also supporting most of my clients are employees transition into entrepreneurs that they're building their business. And that's something I noticed over and over is almost like they're waiting for somebody else to tell them what to do. Nothing wrong with that. But when you realize that, and the next thing is to have this confidence in yourself, especially in brand new things you've never done before. If you never built a business before, this is going to be something brand new. And to simply have that confidence to say, yeah, I can take action. I'm willing to fail. Not that I'm looking for failure, but I'm willing to fail. And I'm willing to find people like a coach or strategist or mentor who are doing business, who are entrepreneurs already, who can kind of guide me along the way, not to tell me what to do, but to guide me along the way. And that is another incredible mindset shift. And the third one is it's to own your own calendar. Because when you're working, you're just like, okay, 9 to 5, my work schedule, full-time work schedule used to be 8:30 to 4:30. Yeah, we had a 1 hour of lunch break. That was the schedule, Monday to Friday, of course. And that is something, again, somebody tell you this is your calendar, and somebody will put a meeting or I used to see patients, so patients scheduled on my calendar. And that is a mindset I got used to. And now suddenly I'm looking at my calendar, feeling like, I don't control my calendar. I don't own my calendar because it's almost I'm expecting somebody else to put things in it. And that was another incredible mindset awareness for me to realize, wait a second, I don't have to show up to work at 8:30. I can show up at 6 o'clock if I want to, if I would love that. If I can show up at 10:30 if I would love to drop off my kids and do my gym workout first, whatever it is. So that is another the ownership of your time and of your energy, of your resources. So those are the first three things pop into my mind.
Okay. All right. And so you mentioned too in your coaching practice, right? You primarily work with people that are in an employee setting and they're looking to transition into entrepreneurship.
Or
And so
they,
you meant,
yeah, they already have it. Either they are looking for it or they have already made the transition.
okay.
Yes.
All right. And so you mentioned obviously the mindset differences, and then you shared within your own journey where you took the safe, secure route and you weren't fulfilled and you knew that there was something missing. So like from the people you work with, like what do you see as the like the biggest challenges that people have when they're transitioning from employee to being an entrepreneur?
I think it's this lack of confidence. It's all coming driven by fear, either fear of failure. I've never done business before, but I really want to make this work, but I'm too afraid to take new directions or do new things because I'm afraid of a failure, that fear of failure. Or some people is they're actually afraid of success. Oh my gosh, if I make $1 million, how much tax do I have to pay to the government? Does that mean I have to hire people and start to manage a team? And that fear of a burden or success, it's all fear driven. That comes down to it is to when we are able to recognize, train our own thinking to recognize, notice when we have those fearful thoughts, not to fight it. People say, oh, kill your fear, go fearless. No, because that's part of our DNA. We can never get rid of it. It's to almost acknowledge and embrace it, but to focus on really what matters, which is your passion. Every single entrepreneur started their business because of a passion. I don't care if it's selling ice cream. I don't care if it's about fulfillment, actually, supporting other companies to do whatever. There is a passion behind it. Very often is when people have this passion, they jump start doing something, doing an entrepreneurial endeavor, but they don't feed that passion. Fear, they start to driven by fear. And that's when eventually that passion start to become so dwindled. It's like a flame became so little, a child's blow is going to kill it. We want to feed that flame and to make sure that is always nurtured and growing and expanding. When you have an incredible passion, a flame of passion, then this fear is it's going to become quieter and quieter.
If your business is an e-commerce brand, this message is for you. Logistics can make or break you. If you're tired of being just a number to those big box 3PLs, you need to check out our team at Easy DC 3PL. We're a different kind of partner, built specifically for growing brands that ship between 1,000 and 10,000 orders per month. We offer warehousing, fulfillment, and transportation with a focus on personalized service and flexibility. Our Central Kentucky location gives you nationwide reach, turning logistics into a competitive advantage. So if you're ready to partner with a 3PL that actually gets your brand, visit easydc3pl.com.
So you can keep going, taking action. Meanwhile, your business is going to expand. You're going to have new strategies allow you to live a life truly, really a reflection of why you started it. You started with joy and with happiness, with passion. And when you keep working on that, then you will build a business that is nurturing and supporting even more joy and happiness and abundance and freedom and more passion.
Okay, love that. And clearly you're certainly a motivator, and just hearing you speak, I can tell how passionate you are about helping other people find what they were meant to do and really bringing their passions to life. So let's talk about getting the coaching practice going. Like you said, you made the jump from being a nurse to starting your coaching practice. You went through that period of not knowing what to be doing and feeling like you were waiting for someone to tell you what to do. Like what happened next? Like how did you really start to build this company into what it is today and really get that upward trajectory?
Right. I found myself a mentor and a coach. That's really the such an important pivotal move for me. I actually spent 9 months because when I discovered I want to be a life coach, I knew that I want to find somebody who can show me the way. If you have another company who start up, they're doing fulfillment as well, yet they have no idea what the heck they're doing. They came across you and they would want to seek your advice and your expertise to say, how do I make this work? What do I do? Because it is brand new for myself. I never built a coaching business of any sort. I never even sold an egg. I don't know why people sell egg, but that's again food related. But I found myself a coach. I spent 9 months. I know I wanted to have a mentor and somebody who can show me the way. I couldn't find the one. It's almost like I say it as it's like online dating. You go out, you put your profile out there, you meet somebody, you get onto a phone call or Zoom. They're great people, but you just don't click. That's 9 months. I couldn't find my mentor. I was about to give up. But again, universe always has an incredible sense of humor and perfect timing. And that's when I still remember that moment. I was literally, forget about it. I'm just going to stay in this soul sucking job for the rest of my life. And that is when I was scrolling Facebook and boom, popped this ad. I don't know about you, Dave, but I never used to click on any sort of ad. And I was like, no, I'm not going to click on an ad on social media. But I did because that person's energy, even not without her voice, I could feel her energy. I click into it. This is when, a social media ad of a video was 13 minutes long. Nobody would do that nowadays. But I watched the entire 13 minutes. Immediately, I felt the connection. I felt the way she describes everything that she was teaching her students and her helping other coaches. Like, I resonate. I understand exactly what she's saying. It's very interesting to understand human to human. We don't necessarily understand everybody perfectly. It's not just because of the language, it's because of the energy behind it. But I resonate with her immediately. And as everybody says, the rest was history. I signed up with her right away, became a certified coach. I actually also jumped into all of her highest level coaching programs for mindset, for awareness. My life transformed, my business transformed. And yeah, everything just continued to expand from that moment.
Okay. Wow. Well, so you mentioned several times the importance of taking action, right? You mentioned it with how you work with your clients, and then clearly telling that story, right? You were on a journey to find someone to help mentor you and help show you how to do this. And it was 9 months. You were literally close to giving up. And then, like you said, the universe had perfect timing. And so you came across this ad, you decided to click, you watched the video, it resonated with you, you took action, you got this coaching, and like you said, the rest was history. And even you starting your company and getting out of the job you weren't happy in, you had to take action there. So how important is like decisive action and just doing it with no guarantee of success to to being an entrepreneur?
Two words, very important. Well, I mean, Dave, you are high. I don't like you. To me, you are a very successful entrepreneur and business owner as well. And if you reflect it on yourself or anybody you look up as those are successful business people. That is one common characteristics they all have is to be decisive. Being decisive is not about, all right, I have all of my data. I know it's guaranteed. No, it's not about that. It's to know I have this urge. Sometimes it's like, It's so not logical. It was so not logical for me to quit my highly secure, steady job to do something that has no guarantee and I have never done before. But every single successful person is decisive. What is decisive? Is to know this is a moment to make a decision. Decision is also not just about saying yes. It's let your yes be a yes, let your no be a no, but nothing wishy-washy, nothing, oh, I don't know, let me think of for the next 3 years or 160 years, whatever. It's like, okay, this is my moment. I'm going to say yes or I'm going to say no. I'm going to take an action accordingly. And highly successful people, this I'm quoting Napoleon Hill, the author of Think and Grow Rich. Highly successful people are making decisions fast and rarely, if ever, change it. That doesn't mean they make a decision and they do something is going to lead into incredible success. No, they could fail, but if they don't second guess their decisions they made in the past, they would make a new decision to address that, to correct it, to learn something about it and move on. So you're absolutely right. And again, I know you are a decisive person because you're like every single successful people have this characteristic.
Okay. All right. And so clearly you detailed your journey, right? You weren't happy, you weren't fulfilled, you took the leap, you went through some early struggles, you continued to persevere, you took action at several key moments with, it took the leap and believed in yourself. And now you have this flourishing coaching business. And like you said, it makes your heart sing. So through this whole journey, thinking back to your childhood when you wanted nothing to do with entrepreneurship to now, running away from the secure job to be an entrepreneur and really making it with a growing company. What would you say has been the best part of this whole journey for you?
The best part in this whole journey is the person I have become. If I stayed where I was, yeah, I would do some professional development. I would go learn the new research about nutrition or whatever about medicine. But I probably would have never done anything to grow myself. I believe the entrepreneurial journey is a self-discovery and development journey. Whatever you do, it doesn't matter what business you do. Again, selling ice cream or doing fulfillment and logistics is you grow yourself. I know for yourself, you probably have heard so many inspirational stories or hard times make you think about who you are and what you want to continue to grow and improve upon. As long as we're breathing, we can all grow and to be better. I am who I am today, the way I show up, not just as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as a coach, but the way I show up as a friend, as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter. I can guarantee you is so much better than if I had even just the days I was a stressed out employee. That to me, I believe is truly the most rewarding thing we can all receive and also in another way give. I believe entrepreneurs are making the world better because we are making ourselves better and better every single day.
Love that. All right. And so, Lynn, if people are hearing this right now and they're resonating with your message, and maybe they're in a situation where they're not happy and they have a dream and they have a passion, but they don't know what to do next, or maybe they know what they want to do, but they need some help from someone that's done it like you. I mean, what's the best way that people can find you online and reach out to you?
No, thank you so much, Dave. It's search my name, Lin Yuan Su, on social media. What I'm on Facebook, Instagram. Those are two of the main platforms, and I'm also on LinkedIn. And just look me up. And truly, I'm so passionate for what I do because I have always been, even when I was a dietitian, I'm always very, very. I love helping others to achieve whatever they want. So this is my passion. We can have a conversation. Again, I'm never coming to say, hey, let me do a sales first. No, it's all about, are we a good match? Can I help you in whatever you want to achieve? If it's yes, great, we can carry on to something else, another conversation or so. If it's no, then I would love to help you to find your perfect match. or give you some recommendation that at this moment can really help you to shift. Sometimes it's as simple as a book, or sometimes it could be as simple as, go back to Dave's podcast and listen to every single episode. I bet if somebody has a willingness to do that, they will walk away with like a PhD in entrepreneurship.
Appreciate that. And yes, absolutely. We'd second that recommendation for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Lin, thank you so much for taking the time to be here and sharing all this valuable wisdom from your journey with our listeners. We greatly appreciate it.
It's absolutely my pleasure. It's an honor. Thank you so much, Dave.